Welcome to Star Watch Now, your front row seat to all the hottest gossip, drama, and breaking news from the world of entertainment. If it's trending, shocking, or star-studded, we're covering it. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next. The live stream opened with an almost disarming quietness. There was no spotlight hunting for his best angle. No dramatic music signaling celebrity arrival. Instead, Wang Yibo simply appeared, dressed in practical outdoor gear, hair in that carefree, slightly chaotic curl that fans immediately nicknamed instant-noodle. The surprise wasn't just his look. It was the mood he carried. He didn't arrive like a monument. He arrived like a person. And that small shift did something powerful. It broke the usual distance between top star and ordinary viewer. In an industry where perfection is often treated like oxygen, this kind of plainness becomes radical. The camera didn't hide his baby fat, his nervousness, or the way he settled into the seat as if he just walked in from a hike rather than a premiere. For many viewers, that was the first emotional hook. It wasn't the thrill of fame. It was the warmth of familiarity. People weren't just seeing a public figure. They were seeing someone who looked like he could be a friend, a neighbor, a young man you might meet on a trail. And at that moment, the live stream stopped being a promotional event. It became a window. What was scheduled as a neat 90-minute promotional slot quietly turned into something much larger. The stream stretched to 2.5 hours not because anyone planned it that way, but because the atmosphere refused to let it end. The longer it went on, the more it felt less like a product launch and more like a shared evening where people stayed because they didn't want to lose the feeling. There's a particular kind of attention viewers give when they sense authenticity. It's not the loud, restless attention of hype. It's the softer kind, the one you give when you're genuinely listening. As Wang Yibo chatted with his climbing partner and the director, the conversation drifted into the real things. Fear, endurance, what it means to keep learning when you're already world famous, and why some people are drawn to difficult paths. That is what held audiences. They weren't waiting for a scripted highlight. They were watching a human being think out loud, occasionally fidgeting, occasionally smiling at his own awkwardness, and never trying to polish it away. In a media world driven by speed and filters, the live stream's slow, natural rhythm felt almost therapeutic. It offered permission to breathe, to stay, to feel. The emotional center of the live stream wasn't a dramatic trailer reveal. It was a single, matter-of-fact confession. Wang Yibo climbed in torrential rain on a demanding 5.10a route, and he did it without a stunt double. He didn't announce it like a hero's boast. He said it in the same tone someone might use to describe an honest day's work. And that quietness made it hit harder. Most celebrities talk about passion as a slogan. Wang Yibo spoke about it as a habit. He said he likes hardship because the joy after pain feels more real. That line carried weight because it didn't feel designed to inspire. It felt like something he had learned with his own body. A truth forged in exhaustion, bruises, and the kind of fear that doesn't disappear just because you're famous. When he described the rain-slick rock, the lack of footholds, the moments of hanging upside down just to survive the route, viewers could sense the reality beneath the calm words. This wasn't a star borrowing a sport for aesthetic value. This was a person respecting a sport enough to suffer for it, to learn it properly, and to meet it on its own terms. That shift from spectacle to sincerity is what transformed admiration into something deeper, trust. If the climbing story built awe, what followed built respect. Wang Yibo didn't romanticize danger. He didn't turn risk into a shiny selling point. Instead, he kept circling back to one message. Be careful. Train properly. Don't copy what you see online without preparation. He explained the precautions, the planning, and the seriousness behind every decision. That might sound simple, but in an era where extreme behavior is often dressed up as entertainment, it's profoundly rare. Many viewers came in expecting a dose of adrenaline. What they received was a lesson in responsibility. It told them that bravery isn't about flirting with death. It's about knowing the boundary between challenge and foolishness, and having the humility to respect it. It also reshaped the emotional contract between idol and audience. He wasn't saying, "Look how fearless I am." He was saying, "This is meaningful to me, but your safety matters more than your excitement." For young viewers especially, that caution reads like care. It feels like being looked after rather than being manipulated by a performance. In that sense, the live stream quietly communicated a philosophy. Passion is not the absence of fear, but the discipline to face fear responsibly. That message carries far beyond rock climbing. It touches daily life, work pressure, personal struggle, the courage to keep going without destroying yourself in the process. Strangely, the most viral moments were not the grand ones. They were the soft, almost invisible slips of humanity that only happen when someone isn't acting. When Wang Yibo got nervous, he clasped his hands together like a quick, private prayer. When drinking water, he pouted in a way that felt childlike and unself-conscious. When Duhua spoke, he idly picked at his fingers, as if his body needed somewhere to put its quiet energy. Those details landed because they were accidental, and audiences can feel the difference. A designed, cute moment is disposable. A genuine one sticks to the heart. These clips became memes not merely because fans wanted to hype him, but because they recognized themselves in him. Most of us fidget when we're anxious. Most of us make strange faces when we're tired. Seeing that same ordinariness in a superstar produces a gentle relief. You don't have to be flawless to be loved. It also softened the entire live stream. The conversation was about cliffs and danger, yet the emotional tone never became cold or distant. His awkward charm made the atmosphere feel safe, friendly, even domestic. Viewers weren't just watching a celebrity discuss extreme sports. They were watching a young man navigate pressure with small human gestures, and somehow that was more moving than any polished close-up could be. In a world obsessed with perfection, imperfection becomes intimacy. Then the live stream introduced a quieter color: fishing. Wang Yibo shared that he'd caught a large salmon and released it back into the river. He spoke about it casually, but the audience heard something tender in the story: a respect for nature, a desire for stillness, and a kind of private peace that doesn't need applause. This mattered because it added contrast. The documentary promises high-risk challenges: wingsuit flights, whitewater rapids, cliff-edge slacklines. Yet fishing is the opposite of that. It's patience, silence, long minutes of listening to water and waiting for life to move at its own pace. Putting those two sides together makes him feel three-dimensional. Not a caricature of toughness, but a person who seeks both adrenaline and calm. For viewers, that balance is emotionally attractive. It suggests a healthier kind of strength, the kind that doesn't need to perform at full volume all the time. It also aligns with the show's bigger themes of ecology and cultural exploration. The act of releasing the fish became symbolic. It quietly said, "I'm here to challenge myself, not to dominate the world." That humility is rare in celebrity culture, and it gives the audience more than excitement. It gives them a sense of meaning. It turns extreme sports content into a conversation about how to live with nature rather than above it. The awards' turbulence revealed something important about modern fandom and public emotion. When a major nomination list did not include him where many expected, the internet behaved exactly as it often does. It turned anxiety into conflict. Yet what softened the atmosphere was not the noise of supporters or critics, but the posture of the artists themselves. Instead of feeding anger, the people involved responded with professionalism and calm. In a culture where outrage is rewarded with attention, that refusal to inflame felt almost radical. It invited the public to see a larger truth, that dignity is not weakness, and restraint can be a kind of strength. This moment also reframed Wang Yibo's position in the public mind. He was not only someone fighting for recognition, he was someone learning how to carry disappointment without letting it poison the room. That matters because the deeper narrative of these 7 parts is not a star is winning. It is a young person is learning how to stand inside pressure without losing his center. When viewers absorb that arc, they don't just feel entertained. They feel steadier themselves. And that is why this story lingers long after the headlines fade. As the live stream closed, he made a simple promise with director Chin Kwakwa. Next time, let's climb together. It wasn't just a tease for season 3. It was a quiet declaration of who he is. Someone who keeps moving forward, keeps learning, keeps challenging himself. not for applause, but for purpose. And that is why this live stream will be remembered, not as a promotional event, but as a moment of genuine connection. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to subscribe to Starwatch now for more stories, insights, and moments shaping the world of Asian entertainment. Thank you so much for watching. Stay curious, stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next video.